Hey guys, welcome back to Life and Fitness with Tino. Welcome back to my channel, my loved ones. For those who are retaining subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I love you all. And for those who are new to this channel, welcome home. Welcome to Life and Fitness with Tino, where you will get motivation, encouragement, inspiration, and just growing together. So today I just decided to do a sit down video. I'm so shy, I'm camera shy, but I think I've been doing well. Please clap hands for me, please. I've been doing well because sometimes I'm like, is this video going to be okay to upload or anything? I think this happens with everybody, but for me, I am really I am so grateful for the courage that I've been taking recently. I'm grateful for that because I don't know, I should have started this YouTube channel long time ago, but you know, fear of the unknown. But yeah guys, I just appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And I hope today what we are going to do is gonna be something for a change. Not me being outside, not me doing something else, but me just seated. This is where you're going to see the camera shy me. You're going to see, I don't know, everything that I do in front of the camera. So let's hop into the video.
Just wanna be your girl.
So in this video, we are going to just be laughing out loud about things that define Africans, or that define us as Africans, or things that we do that define Africans, or things that makes us outstanding as Africans. Yes, so it's not like a serious sit down video, it's just for fun. It's just maybe for us to just interact, remind you of where you came from, or remind you of your past. Maybe probably you are older now, and these things could remind you of the things that you used to do, some things that you used to use, and those things were quite affordable, but you end up doing that because it's that African in you. It's not like it's something that's expensive that you cannot buy, but you just grew up knowing that you do this. And some of these things, I myself I used to do that, or if I can say back home we used to do that. And probably if you're overseas, you would remember, like, oh my god, now that I'm in this certain country, we used to do this, and it's just embarrassing for some of them. So I hope we have fun. I hope we just interact and enjoy it together. So number one thing that I have on my list that defines us as Africans is that when you get rich, people say that you have a snake. Oh my god, yeah, this is true. I can confirm this. Like people will start to say, oh, maybe it's witchcraft, or they've been things about snakes producing money. Like you keep a snake inside your house, and then the snake will be vomiting money after it has been worked on by maybe native doctors or something. I've heard that, but I've never come across that. But it's something that's true, that people can't accept the fact that maybe things are going well within you, things are going well for your family, things are going well for yourself. They will look for something like, what made that person rich, what made that person to be able to board a plane. Yes. And then after a while of investigations, we do that as Africans. We do investigate a lot, to look at whatever, where did this come from, just to look for evidence. So when you are rich, people say, oh, that person has got a snake inside the house that vomits money. All right, and number 2, this is really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing, but yeah, urinating behind the latrine. Oh my god, I think we used to do this in the rural areas because it will be dark, right? I can really confirm this. It really defines us as Africans in that way, because in the rural areas, like back then, there was no such technology about having the solars, the solar panels. Everywhere would be dark, when it's dark, it's dark. There is no like light or anything, like you'd be having those paraffin candles, yeah, if I can put the paraffin lights, yeah, and then there would be a certain cloth that you dip inside, and then you just light it up, and then it will be, yes, we used to call it drow. But yeah, it's I think it's a type of a wool, right? Yes, I think I'll look for, like, I'll just put it just on the side so that you could see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's what we used back then. So probably when you wake up, it's already off, and then the fire in the kitchen is off, so you don't have anything to to light it up. So you just have to go to the bathroom. That's the latrine toilet, of course, because it's the rural areas, right? So instead of going inside the latrine toilet, you go at the back, because at the back it's less scarier. Inside it's more scarier because you don't have light. What if you fall inside the pit latrine? So you have to go behind and urinate there. So usually when you are passing through the latrine toilets, like around it, like urine will be smelling around it, because people will be urinating like at the back of it. Yes, I don't know if anybody has come across this, I don't know, but yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, that was the life in the rural areas. I think this is part of the life that we that was kind of exciting. You do things that are questionable. Yes, things that are questionable to do. Those are the things we used to do. Those are the things that Africans do. So yeah, that really defines the African in us, I think. Yes. All right, and number 3 that I have on my list is the wife, right? Or you are a wife, right? Yes, or you are a mother, right? Sleeping next to the wall, like on the bed. You're the one who wants to sleep at the wall, because I don't know, it's like just a belief, like the husband should sleep at the end of the bed, and then the woman should sleep like inside, like next to the wall. What if you don't have that kind of a bed? Do you have to like push it beside the wall? But yeah, it's something that's really common, and I can confirm that. I'm not a mother or anything, but I can confirm that it really defines the African in us. Okay, all right, and number 4 is that when you get old, they say you are a witch. Like when you're just old, you're just old, like you're in your 80s, you're a grandmother, she's a grandmother, he's a grandfather, they'll start calling you a witch. Like if there is a grandmother that has children, but then they are failing to have kids or something, they'll start saying, oh, my mother did this, my mother did that. Like they'll start blaming it on the mother just because the mother is old. So they are saying now that person is a witch. Oh god, that's really bad. That's really bad. Amongst all the things that we do, everything could be funny and that's really bad, but in some cases it's true. I've heard stories about that. They will say maybe they did something in the past, so now they sacrifice maybe their grandchildren, or they're sacrificing their kids. They'll say they're eating their kids, like they have to do something that their kids will die, and then maybe they'll be left with one kid, or kids dying one after the other. I think those kind of stories are like real. They're real. It's so sad that some mothers had to, go through the pain of giving birth, and then now they're just sacrificing their kids over maybe something that they wanted in life. Maybe they wanted to be rich, or maybe something that they had to do, it was out of their control. You never know their reasons, but yeah, it's so sad. And when you take a bath, right, when you take a shower, they will be asking you like, are you going somewhere? The people around you, yes, the people around you will be asking you like, are you going somewhere? It's really common. Like, you can't just take a shower for yourself. You can't just take a shower to be clean. Like, maybe it's hot or something, you want to take a shower, they'll ask you like, are you going somewhere, or you want to go somewhere? It's something that as Africans we do, and it's really funny that it's normal to take a shower, but as Africans, when we see someone going to take a shower or saying I want to take a shower, we'll ask that person like, do you want to go somewhere? yes. All right. And then if you come across something like, in your house, there are certain plates or dishes, spoons that are set aside specifically for visitors. And they will be even stored at a place where you don't normally keep your dishes and everything that you use every day. You could keep them on display. Yes, those things are kept on display, like maybe in the at a certain cupboard that is not inside the kitchen, or it's inside the kitchen, but you don't have to use those dishes, spoons, cups, or anything, because they are kept for visitors. Because when visitors come, some households, they want to look nice, they want to please the visitors. You can't be using those scratched or metal plates. You want to use those nice decorated flowery plates or something. They are kept for visitors. I can testify to that one. Like, in our house we have those kind of plates that are kept for, like, when we have visitors or it's a special day, we use those plates. But every day we have plates that we use. Yes. And the next one is really crazy. Counting pieces of meat. Counting pieces of meat is really crazy. Like, I think it's something that even up to now I still do, because we have been influenced by the way we were brought up. Yes, like counting pieces of meat, like 1 piece per each person. If you are 3 people, there's 3 pieces of chicken drumsticks inside the pot. And if it's beef, we cut like maybe 6 pieces, everybody will be getting 2, or maybe 3, but everybody will be getting like the same pieces of meat. But I'm better now. I don't do that anymore. Like, I just eat according to how I want. I just put pieces of meat according to how I want. I don't like count. And when I'm dishing, I'll just be dishing according to the meat that we have, or people have to just dish for themselves. But yeah, counting pieces of meat is something that as Africans that really define us. Oh my god, it really defines us. Like, but then this African thing is different according to which African country you come from, because there are certain African countries that don't count meat. They eat meat like no man's business. Yes, there are some countries, like Nigeria, Ghana, those countries from the west of Africa, those people, they eat meat. They eat meat. They'll be cooking like a whole pot of meat. Those people, they don't count meat. I'm sure they don't. This one I will exclude them. If you are from the west of Africa, please confirm this. Do you guys count pieces of meat? I'm sure you don't, because the way that pot will be full of meat. Oh my god, no way. So this is kind of sad to say. As Africans, we believe that there is no natural death. In a way, it's like we always blame it on the enemy to be the cause of the death. It could be like, the devil did this, Or maybe the person was doing drugs and they'll be saying, oh, it's because that person stopped going to church, so it's, the work of the devil. And then the person started taking drugs and whatnot, and then, in the end, overdosed and whatnot, or did or something. And then at the end of the day, it's blamed on the devil. But it's not even being blamed on, like, it was the drugs or something. But yeah. Or maybe to be like, oh, hey, it was the work of the devil that this happened. It's like always the enemy is to blame. Even if it's not death, it's even if it's a bad thing, it's always the enemy. We don't take accountability of our actions. It's always the enemy. But of course, there are some things that are always like, this one you could see, like, they are footprints of the devil, But yeah, all right. So going to the ATM, right? You withdraw money, but then you start counting the money after the withdrawal. So you think the machine made a mistake? Oh my God, yes, that's the African in you that defines us as Africans. I do that. I did that. I always do that. To some extent, I do that to confirm. To some extent, maybe because I withdrew a lot of money, so I'll be like, and then I'll be counting the money. But usually, of course, we do that to confirm the money, of which is the machine that has done that, and it doesn't really make mistakes. Yeah, ATM, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. All right, and then there are special parts of a full chicken, right? But there are special parts of the chicken that are reserved for the father of the house. Is that true? Like they say, oh, those gizzards, those intestines, like they give them to those liver stuff, they give them to the father. But that really defines us as well, because I think growing up, like if you are like a lot of people in your family, right, and then a full chicken is cooked, and then you are many, right, there is no way probably the father is going to get the intestines. For some households, there's no way the father is going to get the intestines and then you're going to get a thigh or a drumstick. Of course, for the kids, you're the ones who get those, the head, the neck, the intestines, the whatnot. But then to some, it's really a must that those intestines, the liver, the gizzards are for the father. No kid will eat those. Yes, for some households it's like that. And for some it's like those intestines and whatnot, the gizzards, the liver, they would make breakfast for the father of the house. But it's just crazy to just have to name a specific chicken part, or I don't know, any type of meat, to say this one is for the father. And also on the part of naming specific parts of things to the father of the house, keeping a seat, a chair, or a sofa or a couch for the father, like reserving that special chair for the father. That really defines us as Africans. Like, you will not even go to sit on that chair, because you will know that this one, even if the father is absent that day, you are just alone, you will not sit there because it's reserved for the father of the house. That's really crazy. But yeah, I'm an African, of course, we reserve a chair for the father of the house. All right, and yeah, of course, we are Africans, and on a one-way street, when we want to cross, we look left, we look right. Even though it's a one way, why are you looking left and right? Because that's the African in us. That's really crazy. That's the African in us. Yeah, I mean, when all these one way whatnot were introduced, I'm guilty as charged. I'm guilty for this one, because I didn't know about this. It was only those drivers who knew about it, But to a certain extent, then I started to know, like, oh, all the cars are coming from one side. But then I didn't understand why I was still looking left. whilst they're just coming from the right, I'm supposed to look at the right. But yeah, of course I'm an African. I'm guilty as charged. All right, the next thing is sweeping the whole compound when expecting visitors. That define us as Africans. Oh my goodness. You even do thorough cleaning. All those places that you used to sweep and keeping the leaves, like, you know, there's a time when I used to sweep like outside the house, and then there are some, you know, there's trash that I just sweep, like to just throw it away. I won't even, you know, get it together. I'll just be like, this one is excess. But on that time when we're expecting visitors, we would be cleaning everywhere. Why can't you just be clean every day? No, you can't. Guilty. I'm guilty for this one. We are guilty for this one. Oh goodness. The next one is keeping empty plastic bottles of juice, yes, or mineral water for future use. Yes, that one thing also defines us, or makes us Africans outstanding. I remember, you know, there's a time when we had load shedding, or if I can put it that way, like load shedding, or, you know, lack of electricity, something like that. Sometimes electricity would not be available for like 3 days or something, you know, or even the whole week. So those empty juice bottles, we would put water inside, and then we put them in the deep freezer. Now they will have ice, and those things, trust me, they helped us a lot. You know, it defines us as Africans. But for this one, I'll clap hands for us, because now imagine there's no electricity for like 3 days. If you were not doing that, you are the ones who are like, you know, coming to ask, like after maybe we have told you, like, oh, for us, you know, our meat is still fresh or something, it's okay because we had bottles that have ice or something. So those were our ice packs. Instead of having ice packs, those were our ice packs, and we put them in the deep freezer, and then we put meat on top. We used to make it as a tradition, not just because we want to put water to drink, but to keep it in the deep freezer in case of the electricity problem. So that one, I clap hands for us, and I'm proudly guilty. I'm proudly guilty on this one. And yes, moving on to the next one is this one, when I came to China, I realized that why did we used to do this, really? Like, you know that potato sack, or those sack that we used to put maize inside, or corn, those sacks, we used to take them and and tear the small part. We use it to wash dishes. So imagine tearing a potato sack, or, you know, any normal sack, to make it a sponge for washing dishes. Guilty. I'm guilty on this one. I'm guilty as charged, because I don't know, maybe it was a waste of money to, you know, what can I say, to go and buy sponge or something, but it's also a way of being backward as Africans. Yeah, because the sponges are not expensive, you know, they are not expensive, but we never really used to buy. I don't know if now they are buying. I'm sorry, my family, I don't know if they are buying, but this one, we are very much guilty. We are very much guilty, right? Okay. And then feeling proud when sitting next to a white person. Maybe you boarded a bus, and then you sit next to a white person and be like, oh, or maybe you take pictures, or after, you know, getting down the bus, you'll be like, I was sitting next to a white person. It's something that back then, maybe it was really something that was wow. But nowadays, you know, white people are everywhere. You know, it's no longer a wow anymore. Maybe to those who are like living in the rural areas that are like backward, but nowadays, I don't know if it's still the same, but yeah, it was like a wow. Or even if you see a white person, you'll be like, I've seen a white person, you'll be shouting. or you even want to greet them, and if they greet you, you know those people usually they'll be carrying sweets or what, and then you'll be like, oh, I met a white person from Canada or from Australia and they gave me this, and you'll be so happy. You'll keep it, you'll not even eat it because it came from a white person. Oh my goodness, guilty. We used to do that as kids. I'm very proud. But yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. When someone is given a microphone, this one goes to this one goes to our singers, right? To our vocalists. Oh my goodness. You know, someone passes you the microphone. Yes, they give you. They were using it, remember? It was on, remember? And then they're giving it to you and they're like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You are blowing some air into the microphone and tapping it with the finger to test if it's working, whilst the person was using it just gave it to you. This one, I cannot entirely blame the African in us thing, but probably the person gave it to you and maybe switched it off, so you have to test it. Or maybe because you sing differently and now you have to test your own voice. I don't know, but it sounds kind of crazy either way. But yeah. And then the last one that I have on my list. Of course, there are many things that we do as Africans that define us as Africans, right? But when someone, a man, a guy, a boy has married a beautiful woman, yes, and they will say, you know, that person from that neighborhood or our next door neighbor married a prostitute. Really? I mean, so people can't marry beautiful girls, they can't marry beautiful women. If the person is, you know, very light in complexion, they even give them a name, Yellowbone. Yellowbone. Instead of saying prostitute, they'll even give them names, Yellowbone or something, you know. And you know, once they start going, slave queen, you know, or slave queen, they married a slave queen, or like that, and they associate it with, you know, because they married a prostitute, or someone who dresses nice and is really doing everything in a nice, you know, manner, like they really know how to dress, they dress well, they do what, they call you prostitute for that. This one, like, it defines the African in us, because we cannot compliment people for doing the good that they are just doing, you know, just for dressing up nice, without thinking that maybe the person is dressing it for someone. They are not dressing it for themselves. Just the same as, you know, where are you going once you're going to take a shower. So yeah, this is really crazy, but I had fun going through all this. I don't know if you did, but I did have fun, and it reminded me of things that we used to do as kids, or things that we used to do back home, and I don't know if they still do all those stuff, and I can't wait to go back home and maybe see if these things they still, you know, do them or what. But yeah, I really enjoyed. I don't know about you, write in the comment section whatever, anything that you think that defines us as Africans. So this is the sit down video I had for you today, and we will do a next sit down video, maybe a Q&A, but I'm not yet ready for that one. I feel like I'm not ready. But the Q&A will definitely come, and I would like to congratulate us, guys. We have reached 500 subscribers. Woo! Yeah! Come on, Epatelue. Come on, Epatelue. Come on, Epatelue. Señor Jesus. Come on. Come on, guys. We have reached 500 subscribers and 500 more to go to reach 1,000. This is the target, this is the goal. I'm so very much excited about this, and I decided to do this sit down video celebrating the 500 subscribers that we have had, and I hope that I would be more consistent. And don't forget to watch this video till the end. Watch everything, even if you can play it whilst you're washing your dishes or you're doing something else, as long as you're playing and watching my videos. And also, of course, you can watch it, you know, interacting and commenting in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I love you all. Till next time.